What's going on, everybody? Welcome into Tennessee Football Talk. My name is Joey Petersen. 56-24 was your final score as the Tennessee Volunteers improved to 3-1, knocking off UAB at home. Now with sights set on the rest of this SEC schedule. Look, there was a lot of good. There was a lot of bad. We're going to talk about it all. End of the day, though, you did exactly what you need to do against a bad team. You beat them badly. No, they didn't cover the spread. A lot of people probably upset about that, but regardless, a win is a win, and 56-24 was the final. Coming up on the show, I'm going to give you just my instant reaction, okay? My thoughts off the cuff, talking about Joey Aguilar, Star Thomas, Chris Brazzell, Buu Carter, anything you guys want to hear, that's what we're going to discuss on today's show. But before, make sure you guys subscribe, okay? We're usually not at home. We like to do these videos on Saturdays right after the games. Most of the day, though, we're in the studios, okay? We got your full graphics packages, fully produced shows right here every single day, all 100% free. So if you haven't joined us yet, hit that subscribe button. It's free to do so and lock us in. Let's start with Joey Aguilar, shall we? Let's start where we always want to start, with the quarterback. 15 for 22 was his final stat line, 218 yards, 3 touchdowns, and a pick. Unfortunately, I hate that pick goes on his stat line because it just knocked off a helmet, shot probably 40 feet up in the air. Basically, it could have been fair caught for an interception for UAB. And that's how it ended up. Regardless, I thought it was still a really, really good day for Joey. One thing I'm noticing is for those that scripted first drive, I don't know if there's a better quarterback in college football than Joey Aguilar. What I want to see from Joey going forward is being a little bit better off script, right? I think I just need to see a little bit more consistency there. Obviously, I am not doubting him. I'm not questioning him at all. 15 for 22 for 3 touchdowns. Still a great day. Had a couple really beautiful balls. That deep ball to Mike Matthews, absolutely dropped it in a bucket. And we talked about Joey's deep ball a lot. It reminds me a lot of Russell Wilson's because it just goes sky high. It's an absolute moon ball. And what that helps a receiver do is it's easier for them to catch because it drops in to their hands, right? They got their hands like this when they're trying to catch a deep ball. It drops in nose down. So that's easier for them, and it makes it harder for the defensive back to make a play through the ball, punching through, because that's what they're all taught to do, right? When you see a receiver's hands go up like this, try to play the ball through, knock it loose. It's harder for that to do that when that football's coming down instead of kind of coming almost diagonally like most deep balls. Regardless, it was an impressive day from him. I think also we just got to see exactly why he won that starting job. Obviously, we knew he was good enough to do it. We were convinced by that yesterday in Georgia. But of everything we saw from Jake Merklinger, I was not impressed a lot at all. I cannot believe that some people, myself included, really thought that he had a chance to compete for that starting position because he was 3 for 8, 57 yards, and yeah, I get it. He didn't have Brazzell out there. He didn't have all the starting wide receivers, Mike Matthews, Braylon Staley, none of those guys. But still, I did not see a lot of Jake Merklinger today against a bad UAB team and a bad UAB defense. That really, really impressed me and even let me, look into next year and saying, gosh, he's got a really good job at challenging and being the starting quarterback in 2026. Obviously, that's all going to figure itself out. Just kind of talking about what we saw today. Let's talk running backs next. I continue to be the most impressed with Star Thomas. I'm kind of wondering when they're going to just throw Star Thomas out there for the opening drive and have him be the RB1 of this team. I like DeSean Bishop a lot. Okay, I like Peyton Lewis a lot. Do I think they need to work on their hands when it comes to catching passes out of the backfield? Yeah, 100%. Of course I do. But I think Star Thomas is the best running back on this football team. I think he can make people miss as at an elite level. I think he has great contact balance. He might not just be the straight burner that DeSean Bishop and Peyton Lewis are, especially when it comes to Lewis. I don't think he has that 100-meter speed that Peyton Lewis does, but I think he's an unbelievable running back, okay? The guys he can make miss at the line of scrimmage when you feel like he's gotten dead to rights, it just really, really impresses me, and it's impressed me since he's come on. Let's talk about wide receivers, then we'll talk defense. Chris Brazzell, another great day. That opening play touchdown to him, I think, is my favorite play design Heupel has ever had. I absolutely loved it. The fake block for the screen and then just jet into a slant almost like a post, and just hit him right in stride, let him take it into the end zone. I thought Braylon Staley showed a lot of really good things. Obviously, Mike Matthews was able to reel in that one that Joey just dropped right in the bucket. For Mike Matthews, though, I'm still looking to see a little bit more consistency. There continues to be more drops than I'd like there to be out of him. A couple of deep balls, a couple of deep contested balls in the end zone. I just want to see him come down with those. Again, it's against UAB. You're a 5-star wide receiver. In my opinion, those are ones you have to come down with. So I'm kind of looking for him to make that improvement over the next couple of weeks. Y'all let me know down below. Grade the offense's performance against UAB. Give me an A, B, C, D, or F in the comments section. Let's talk defensively now. 24 points to UAB is nothing that I really like to see. 38 completions by Jalen Kitna is nothing I like to see either. That is his career high, and he did it against Tennessee. And I get it. You're playing your freshman pretty much the last quarter and a half of the game. Sure. Still, man, your freshmen ought to be able to compete with UAB. They do. And when you look at the second half of that ball game, UAB outscored Tennessee 17-14. Again, I'm not freaking out. I'm not saying this is a big deal. You beat the team you needed to, and you beat them by 32 points. That's phenomenal. But defensively, I would have liked to see just a little bit more, especially after coming off a game against Georgia where their offense was just able to do anything that they wanted to. When you let, a guy like Gunnar Stockton, who is, a guy like Gunnar Stockton who isn't the best pocket passer that we thought going into that game. You made him look like prime Joe Montana, okay? So obviously it's hurting that Ricky Gibson is still out. Obviously, you would like to have Jackson Moy on the interior. Obviously, you'd like to have Jermon McCoy as well. There's still guys you need to get back, and again, at the end of the day, you're playing freshmen and sophomores at the end of that ball game. I still would like to see a little bit more competency in the secondary room. I want to talk about defensive lineman Christian Gass, who we actually talked about on the show just the other day. I believe it was Thursday's episode. We talked about Christian Gass. 3 tackles for him, true freshman edge rusher. He also got half of a tackle for loss as well. I thought he looked really, really good today. And I said on Thursday, I don't think this is a guy that we're going to come away from this game and be like, okay, this guy's the future of this program. But I do think he's a guy that you're going to be like, oh, who's that guy? He pops a little bit. He pops off the screen. You're going to notice him. And I think that happened today. We got to talk about Buu Carter. Led the team in tackles with 9. Also got a sack, 3 tackles for loss. Did fumble a punt, but also did some really, really good things. Forced a fumble as well. And that's kind of my realization of Buu Carter after the first 4 weeks of this season. There are times when you are watching and you are saying, Buu, what are you doing? Where he's fumbling that punt, deciding to field a punt where you probably shouldn't have fielded it anyway because he believes in his ability to return any punt that gets in his hands. But then also he does some things that you're like, oh my gosh, this guy's an absolute freak, Like the forced fumble, perfect peanut punch. He made a great read on a screen, tackle for loss. He shot out of a cannon, rushing the quarterback off the edge, led to a sack for somebody else. It's just kind of a roller coaster for Buu. And I think that's what I've realized over the last 4 weeks of play. And I think that's what we got in the offseason. And I think that's just who Buu Carter is. He's a roller coaster off the field. He's a roller coaster on the field. High highs, low lows. At the end of the day, I'm still glad he's evolved. I think we're better with him, obviously, than without him. But I do think there are a lot of things that he needs to clean up. And I think there's a lot of things this team needs to clean up. Coming up next, you got Mississippi State, okay? There's not a lot of good that Mississippi State can do. They can throw it all over the yard. This secondary needs to get itself figured out. Plain and simple. I don't know how that happens. I don't know if you just run a ton of cover 3 and you're just going to say, hey, we're going to be really safe. We're just not going to let anything go over the top of us. Maybe you run a lot of cover 4. Maybe you just run no-man coverage. I kind of like that going up against Mississippi State because they got some good wide receivers as well. But, hey, that's up to Tim Banks, Willie Martinez, and this coaching staff going into this week. Regardless, you're 3-1. I think you're still a damn good football team. I think this is still a really good wide receiver group. I really like the three-headed monster you got at tailback. There's a lot of good that this team can do over the next 8 weeks. And I think a lot of times, we can take these UAB games for granted and we could say, it was a boring one to watch. Starters didn't play much. But, man, you only get 12 of these games a year. 12 weekends. That's it. This is all we want in June, July, August, May. Anytime it's not football season, all we're talking about is it being football season. So now that it's here, let's be excited about it. Let's not take it for granted. Let's take everything in stride, and now we go forward and look to Mississippi State. Again, that game will kick off, I believe it's a 4:15 Eastern time, 3:15 Central kickoff next weekend. It's going to be on the road, Davis Wade Stadium. And for somebody who worked for Mississippi State for a year after I graduated for Tennessee, I can tell you the cowbells are loud, but it's not that crazy of an environment. Okay, if you go up early, that crowd's going to get out of it pretty quickly. All right, that's going to do it. Appreciate you guys for hanging out with us. Make sure you get me on Twitter. I put that link in the comment section down below and in the description. Also, I'm on TikTok. Make sure you follow me over there, Joey_Vols. Again, I'll put that link in the comment section and description as well. Until next time, we'll have a video on the channel tomorrow. Of course, we bring you daily videos right here on Tennessee Football Talk. So for your home, for everything Tennessee Volunteers, you got it right here.